boys. I'll get going.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Jordan Kazee with Millmind. We're here at the 7th Street Market here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Here, I'll get on this side. In Charlotte, North Carolina. And we're at the Assorted table with Josh
Villapando.
Villapando. I thought my last name was hard. Villapando. And we're at the Assorted table today trying some wines. Josh is a dear friend of mine who I've met through Burke O'Halloran. Y'all saw him on the show a couple weeks ago, and he kind of helped facilitate the tasting with Burke and all those sorts of things. And part of what our mission has been through this whole COVID disaster is to shine a light on local shops, and Josh is doing it right at Assorted Table. If you haven't been to Assorted Table, he's doing it correct. Like, just come look at his selection of wines and you immediately know that he's doing things in a really amazing way. And so we're here today with Josh. Josh, if you'd like to tell a little bit about the shop and how it got started and all those kinds of fun things, I'm sure everybody would love to hear about it.
Well, hi everybody. Jordan, thank you for including us.
Absolutely.
Yes, my name is Josh Villapando from Assorted Table Wine Shop inside the 7th Street Public Market. October of 2012, I got a phone call from the 7th Street Public Market and Charlotte Center City Partners, which is a 501c3, C4. They help to encourage business, especially small business, inside of 277 Loop or Uptown Charlotte. And they just said, word on the street is, you've always wanted to have your own place, but put your money where your mouth is. It was at the advice of and suggestion of culinary expert Heidi Bellato, who is a long time, like super close friend of mine, colleague. We've been working together for coming on 20 years.
Yeah.
And then executive chef Chris Coleman, who is currently at the Goodyear House.
Yep.
And I actually helped him with the wine list over at Stoke.
Yep.
And the Marriott.
Just down the street from you.
Yep, City Center. And he and my wife helped to create the Asbury.
Okay, yeah.
And so at that time, as he was transitioning from the McNinch House to the Asbury, he suggested that, Center City Partners and 7th Street Public Market, you may call. So, yes, I had been flapping my gums for a really long time. I have always wanted to own my own place, but yeah, I've always been kind of chicken because you have your steady paycheck, your salary, your benefits, your paid vacation, etc.
Yep.
And I think in that the known quantity is of that is kind of a safety blanket.
Yep. Sure. Yeah, absolutely. You decided to take it off.
Yeah. So yeah, rip the Band-Aid.
Rip the Band-Aid.
When someone calls you on the phone and says, "You can do this or not?"
Yeah.
So then I figured I had to do it. And at the time, I was the wine buyer at Common Market in Plaza Midwood.
Yep.
And so I unloaded my life savings and maxed out 3 credit cards.
Yeah.
And we were the size of this little tiny area right here. So 2 8x8 cubes. And now we're about the size of 3 California king beds.
I'll show it y'all at the end.
We're not that much bigger. We're not that much
California
bigger.
king beds.
This is
Good
like
way to put it.
Yeah, this is a walk-in closet in like Valentine or something. I don't know.
But a really nice walk-in closet with the right kind of wine.
Yeah.
Well, that's fantastic, and you've done an amazing job. I'm gonna walk through the set at the end just so you can generally see what you've got on here, so people see the offerings that he has here at Assorted Table, which is amazing. I mean, Andre, what's up? Right there. You know what I'm saying? He has amazing selection here, and we've got a couple that we're actually going to get in today. What are the few wines that we're going to get into today?
So no red wines.
No red wines.
Kind of weird, but you know what? It's really warm. We're starting. June's coming up soon, and I love red wines.
Yep, sure.
But I don't know. For some reason, I just feel like let's try some rosés and whites.
I love it. I love it.
So. Assorted Table Wine Shop has the most comprehensive and esoteric international wine selection in Charlotte. And no lie, I've asked around, I've asked other colleagues and owners, it's like, this is nerd central. So I wanted to showcase a little bit of that. We're doing a very unique part of France. We're doing an unusual style of Italian, slightly effervescent mezzo frizzante. We're doing a North Carolina wine. and then a California rosé. So let's do it.
Yeah, let's jump into it. Absolutely.
All right. So this grape varietal is called Jacquero. Who out there has had Jacquero before?
Not many people on here.
This is a grape varietal.
In fact, this is going to be my first Jacquero, I believe.
Is that right?
Yeah. I'm super pumped.
So this is from the region of Suffolk.
Okay.
And it is allegedly the ideal pairing for raclette, the French Swiss like toasted cheese under the
Under the little hot
Yeah, that's right.
flame thing that goes across it.
and then you just scrape right off the wheel
Yes,
and it like
yes.
oozes like
I'll put a
molten
video
lava.
up later so everybody's
Yeah.
fully aware of exactly what we're talking about.
So as you can probably guess, with the headiness, first of all, raclette cheese, there are several different types, but they are not quiet on the nose.
Yeah.
They are quite stanky.
Yeah, they are.
And some of them are, in addition, they're kind of smoky, and then they have very long, lingering, creamy tones to them. So you want some zippy acidity to really kind of cut through the cream.
Yep.
Nice white flower jasmine on the nose.
Oh, absolutely.
This is how you get your day started, son.
Almost, I put my nose in there and almost get those baking spices you get off a champagne or a sparkling wine.
Yep.
That's really fantastic. I immediately understand why it's bread and cheese kind of pairing.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Yep.
And sometimes you can even
Yes.
ooze that raclette right onto some nice, like, fatty charcuterie. The combination of the meat, that creamy cheese, and then this guy, you're done.
Yeah, the acidity of this would cut right through all that and be a really nice compliment. Absolutely. That's fantastic. 2018. Hold on, I'm gonna hold this up for everybody again. This is Wine Nerddom, but it's also just a really fantastic bottle of wine. I mean, this could be a porch pounder. I mean, on a hot day, that's what that's for.
But it's just like, it's elucidating all this, like,
In the
saliva.
cheese. In the cheese.
Yeah,
It
it's
really
like, yeah,
is.
that's right.
In the cheese, it's really hanging in there. It's really nice.
Your submaxillary, your submandibular gland. All right, so just keep going.
Yeah,
Let's
let's
try.
keep- yeah. We
All right.
I mean, if we'll taste the wines, then we've got to talk about Millennium Falcons and other things. Assorted Table does other cool things too, guys.
So every wine schnerbly should have a Leatherman Guyver. Yeah, I call this place, because I had no intention of starting my own business, I call Assorted Table a mashup of Sanford and Son and MacGyver and Montessori education.
Montessori education.
It's,
Let's call it. He does anime and what would you call like the type of sales that you do? You do bike repair.
Oh, yeah, we do bike repair.
You do bike repair at Assorted Table.
We sell bikes.
They sell bikes. They sell wine. They do wine tastings by the glass, and they do obviously bottle service. And then like you sell collectibles of an anime variety, Star Wars,
Right.
Star Trek, all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
What more can you tell us about that? I keep going with this, and then we'll dive into wine.
So, yeah, we also sell toys from the early 1960s all the way to today. The holy grail for me is really trying to find Evel Knievel and $6 Million Man stuff, because I'm not that old. So, and they're very highly sought after. But everything from Shogun Warriors, Transformers, a lot of die cast. I have, Hot Wheels red lines that are upwards of $450 a piece. We sold a Lego Millennium Falcon for $1,500. Just during COVID, we've sold, probably a couple dozen, Hot Wheels Matchbox cars.
Has your toy business gone up in any way during it? No, but it stays
Sadly,
steady.
No.
It sounds amazing.
I know it's super fun, but I think by and large they're impulse buys.
Sure.
When people are inside the 7th Street Public Market,
Yep.
and it's grandparents that are taking care of their grandkids over the weekend, and so they're gonna buy them at I don't know
$100 die cast. Like,
Sometimes.
sure, let's do it. So,
No, there are several adult collectors as well.
that's true. One of them, Pokemon Man here. All right, tell us.
So,
That's really good. Oh my gosh.
So this is Vecchia
Poison.
Modena, Cleto Chiarli, and this is a really bone-dry tart Lambrusco. Now, for those of you that have had Lambrusco before, I'm sure you've probably crushed it inside of a brown paper bag, anywhere from $8 to $12 a bottle, and it is, like hair curling sweet. That's right. This is very sophisticated. This is another great charcuterie tasting. So this is from the region of Emilia-Romagna in Italy.
Yep.
It is probably the home for the best foodstuffs in all of Western Europe. Your balsamic vinegar.
Yep.
Your prosciutto di Parma.
Type of balsamic vinegar you put on ice cream too.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just
That
like-
Americans don't even understand a lot of times. Like, no, man.
Amazing.
Yep.
And strawberries.
Yep. Strawberries.
Also, of course, Parmigiano Reggiano comes from this region. So in the northeastern part of Emilia-Romagna, you'll see a lot of Lambrusco production. And while I used to always pair, charcuterie and Italian like sheep's milk and cow's milk cheeses with red wines, what I discovered was locally they want to offset the salt with fruity and sweet.
Yep. Sure.
And I was just like, ooh.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I
Peanut butter and jelly type.
That's right.
Yep.
So that's a Cleto Chiarli.
Pouring myself a tiny bit more of that. That
There
is
you go.
really, really good. We hold this up for everybody again really fast. Let me get it in the light and then get it up on there. In case you're wondering, really, really, really good. Not your average Lambrusco.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Experiment. I'm nervous. Who's nervous?
I like it just because it doesn't have a cork. It's just like a beer.
So there are actually two different versions of this wine. This is done about an hour and a half away from here.
Yadkin Valley, right?
It is in the Yadkin Valley. All right. Dobson, North Carolina. Thanks a lot.
All right. Why are they tapping?
So this wine is done in Method Champenois. It's done by students at Surrey Community College.
Really? Wow.
This is Surrey Cellars. So Surrey Community College in Dobson, North Carolina, their enology program is the hub for the study of wine for the entire East Coast.
Yep.
And I've toured dozens upon dozens upon. Pretty much, yes. And they work in conjunction with them and several other wine institutions, educational institutions. David Bowers, he is the winemaker and he is the head educator over there. And then Sarah Bowman, she's a viticulturalist. And they do everything from the traditional to the super experimental. They're doing orange wines over there.
I love orange wine.
Yeah, they're doing pet nat over there. They're doing like super nerd stuff.
There was a meme, I gotta say this. If anybody follows me, maybe they saw it. There was this meme of like someone in South America with a monkey on top of the car, like reaching its hand in, like trying to grab an orange from somebody. And what it said was, nerd wine at restaurant gets handed a menu. And then it's like the monkey has the orange in his hand and finds orange wine. It's like,
Boo!
It's
you have to send that to me.
I'll send it
You guys have to.
It's right on point with orange wine. This one, horse blanket all over the nose on it. It's really nice.
So I would probably guess this is local. Not because it's not bad at all, but is there a...
To me, it's a short finish. To me, it's a short finish. It goes mid-palate back real quick.
You get that cream and yeasty, and then it dissipates also very fast too.
Yep. But it is really good. I mean, I might not have thought of this year just because I'm not tasting a lot of North Carolina wines, to be perfectly honest. I'm just not. And this is a really nice example. Like, really nice, honestly.
Well, I was
made
able
by
to,
students.
yeah, I was able to get the North Carolina profile dialed in. I was invited to be a blind tasting judge for the North Carolina State Fair wine competition.
Yep.
I mean, this
Yeah, you were.
hundreds of wines, blind, and it's
tasted
really weird.
hundreds of wines.
So
How much palate fatigue did you have?
None.
None? Amazing. This guy.
Yeah, I've been a judge of like Chug Wine for the Weekend and all these. But the weird thing about this that was different was we were grouped in tables of maybe call it like 4 or 5 people.
Yep.
And then there was basically a boss for every table. And we would have to come to a consensus about the score of the wine.
That's difficult.
Which is really crazy.
That's difficult for
Versus
wine
like
people.
exactly
Yeah.
for judging wine before it was just like, okay, I'm going to go through the rubric and then score the wine and then turn in my sheet and I'm done.
Yep.
However, here it was just like there was a lot of discourse and sometimes argument.
If you put enough people in the same room about one bottle of wine and discuss it, like everybody's going to be experiencing something different.
Right.
Which is the beautiful and terrible thing about wine, right?
Yep. Absolutely.
If you're into judging contests.
It was fun, but
Yeah.
during that I was able to get a North Carolina profile now,
Yeah.
which was cool.
What would you call, if you were very, very top line, what would you say North Carolina wines are? What comes to mind when you think of North Carolina wines? For people on here who haven't had a North Carolina wine or don't know much about it, because I'll be honest, I don't.
Right.
Like, what top line level comes to mind when you're thinking of North Carolina
As
wines?
far as a brand or style or what?
Style, taste, all those kinds of things.
Cabernet Franc, but I think Merlot will eventually, once we get past the stigma of like not wanting to drink Merlot because it's sideways.
Sure.
I think that Merlot will end up being the king for North Carolina.
Yeah.
Because of its earlier ripening.
Sure.
And I think it'll be able to dodge rain.
As a single varietal.
It'll dodge rain, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Cabernet Franc currently, it is, and they do a really great job, especially like houses like Jones Fondrel. They do a great Cabernet Franc. And I think that's also kind of dovetailing off of Virginia,
Yep.
Virginia Cabernet Francs.
Yep, sure.
But they do a really great
So do you think North Carolina has the ability to be really, really well known for wines within staying in their lane, obviously?
Man, that's the $64 question.
TBD,
Yes,
maybe.
TBD. I'd say yes, but we also have to get past, the whole like Bible Belt thing. We have to be unified. All of these wineries in North Carolina have got to have a unified front in order to say, yeah, North Carolina can definitely play ball with, New York, Washington State, Oregon, Idaho,
When you talk about that, you mean like in creating a guild, essentially?
Kinda,
Like a
or
craft
just-
beer guild that they have and all
stop-
that kind of stuff? Yeah. Yep.
Stop putting other wineries down.
Yeah.
And just raise everybody
I agree.
up.
Raise everybody up.
You know?
I agree. Yep.
I just think that as a group, if we are North Carolina wineries, we all have to play ball together for.
Honestly, see California sort of doing that a little bit. Honestly,
I mean,
there's stones thrown, obviously, but like I've seen the profile of California like go up so much where if somebody was like New World, Old World, Burke even said on the show, he's like, me and you asked me 10 years ago, I'd probably say Old World for sure. Yeah, speaking of Burke. Like California's really raised their game, and I think that is attributed to a lot of people loving on one another and not necessarily always throwing stones. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little bit.
Whoops. Got to get the last little bit, guys. Always. Speaking of Burke,
Nerd. This is a good segue actually into the whole like toys and
it is. So I'm glad that we're finishing with this wine. What can you tell us about it?
So you gotta show off the redhead hottie.
Yep, there it is.
Hey.
Here it is. Light. I probably should have put the light back behind there. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
Now this is a 6th grade blend by Burke O'Halloran. I can honestly at this point say that we're pals.
Yeah, no, I
Which
would
is
say
really
that.
cool.
He was gushing about you on this show. Burke, if you happen to watch this far into the show, you were gushing about him, and rightfully so. He's a great guy.
But straight up, I am a fanboy. When he does text, I am like kind of swooning. I was like, oh my god, Burke's gonna text me. But so I've known about Burke's wines before I knew him, and then another winemaker, Andre Mack, thought he was going to introduce Burke to me, and I was just like, well, hold up. So I did a multi-course chef's dinner at the Asbury at my wife's restaurant that she was working on with Chef Chris Coleman.
Yep.
Andre Mack was there. It was super fun. He was hanging out. It was also his brother was hanging out with him.
Cool.
And after we did the whole dinner, we ended up having beers in the lobby with my wife Jenny, and we were really having a great time, just kind of vilifying the craft beer movement.
Yeah, it's easy. I think it's kind of easy to vilify if you want to.
But I was telling him about. Oh, he was trying to tell me about this rosé that I would love because I do Star Wars versus Star Trek wine dinners. I do wine, food, and comics events. I do MacGyver-themed wine and cheese pairing seminars.
This is what you live for, guys. This is what you live for.
Because I can do the white tablecloth multi-course chef's dinner all day long with your big California Cabernets and your buttercreamy toasty shards, right?
Yep.
But who's doing? Like, I had to find a niche.
There's a playlist for that. It's very well set out on how to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're doing something different. A MacGyver-themed dinner, I know a lot of people that sign up for that in a heartbeat.
Oh, dude,
because they want to know what you really do with it.
It was so fun. Oh yeah, we're opening up bottles of wine in my shoe. But anyway, so Andre, he was telling me about Burke, and I was like, hey, wait a second. Are you talking about The Secret Ingredient by Burke O'Halloran?
Yeah.
It is a, what is it? Trousseau Gris rosé.
Yep.
And this was years and years and years ago. And he was like, his jaw dropped. He was just like, how do you even know this guy? And I was like, dude, I'm like straight up nerd.
Yeah.
And so we eventually Burke and I eventually met up, and we just really clicked. We ended up going to the Charlotte convention, the Heroes Con at the Charlotte Convention Center, and we did a couple of chef's dinners together and a couple of wine events, and we've just always been in dialogue about like how to grow this business, each other's businesses. So it's been a lot of fun. Yeah.
He's good people, man.
Yeah.
He's good people. And this rosé is fantastic too because he was telling me that when he set out to make this, he really just wanted to make a really good rosé, which is why it's 6 grape on there. Mm-hmm. It's because he's like, where can I source the best fruit from this year to make the most expressive rosé that I think is the best expression of that vintage. And he's done a really fantastic job with this. I mean, this rosé is going to taste slightly different than maybe other ones that you have had, but it's a dry rosé. It's really fantastic. I mean, he said it on my show. I can't remember some of the grape varietals that are in it.
Okay, so if memory serves, there's Syrah, Zinfandel, Pinot Gris, Chenin Blanc. Those are 4 that I remember. I don't know what the other 2 guys would be.
Yep.
Now, also, this is so the 2019 rosés. For those of you that don't know, you always want to, as a gross generalization, drink as close to current vintage as you can for rosé. They're not intended to be aged.
Yep.
And this is 2019.
Yep.
And it's because of the federal tariffs that came down in November and then January, and then on top of that, COVID-19. We have had a very hard time finding 2019 rosés. Now they are starting to trickle in. But this one we've been working with, for a couple months, and it's
really fantastic. It's
what,
$15-20?
Yeah, it retails a little under $20.
Yeah. I mean, it's a really fantastic. And I think all these whites, you can probably agree with me on this. I've said it on the show a couple times, but I need to hammer down on it for the people that are not big white drinkers, maybe more red drinkers. But call it the $7.99, $8.99 to $15, $16.99 white category is just atrocious. There's potholes everywhere. And so then people just avoid it altogether. But then, when you find gems like this that are fantastic, and they're everywhere, you just have to be willing to look. Right. There's a whole lot more appreciation for the white category that people don't necessarily have. You can find a $10 Rueda that is absolutely amazing, or Rias Bias or something like that. I'm just making things up at this point. That will change the world. You're like, golly, if I could just have this with some oysters on the half shell,
Right.
it would change my day. My day would upswing right now.
That's funny you mentioned that.
Yeah.
I had a customer call last night, and they were drinking aligoté with, it was their first one, with chicken piccata they made at home. And they were totally in love with it. And I went into the whole, like, how it is an oyster, oysters on the half shell pairing. And they can totally see that, and they're just like, okay, we're buying oysters this weekend too. And
I mean, if you can make it simple for people and not make it a complicated thing, like you've got to do all this kind of prep to make the food to get it, and you make it just something very simple like that, I think it resonates with people more because, like, oh, it's that easy?
Yeah.
And then they can build from there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Shuck them and eat them.
Shuck them and eat them, absolutely. Let me. I want to kind of sign off here with us, but I want to walk people through the shop with the camera, kind of show them it before I absolutely do. Do you want to kind of like lead us through a little bit, by chance? All right, sweet. I'm gonna just pick this up and we're gonna walk around.
Right now, I have the keys to open up.
To where?
I have to open up the case.
Okay, cool. Yeah. This is a first in our mill mine history of just walking around like this. I like it though. I like it. I like just walking around like this. I love it.
Oh, okay. So, as I said, this
show
is the most sought after, I don't know, like nerd paradise for wine and toys and all kinds of silly stuff. We have Sagrantino on the regular. I think we're sitting on like 3 different Sagrantinos right now from Umbria. Obviously, we have the Orange Swift,
Orange
Dave
Swift.
Finney and the like. These types of wines like the Prisoner. But and then Willamette Valley, Oregon Pinot Noirs, signed bottles, from winemakers that come to visit us. So the other thing that we like to really brag about is we taste all these wines. We taste, when a vintage changes, we taste that new vintage, and then we say green light, red light. One of the biggest compliments that we've gotten was from another person in the industry who just said, Josh, what I really appreciate about Assorted Table the most is that you weren't bought.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't even know what that means. I was like, what does that mean, you're not bought? And she said, you can look at a wine list. You can look in a retail wine shop and you can see that somebody's dollars came in and influenced your selections.
Yep. Sure.
And I was like, okay, that's nice.
Yeah, no.
I never even thought about that.
Totally legit.
That's
I think it's
thing.
totally legit. I mean, I can pick up a wine list and see that there's a lot of influence. It's not necessarily one person.
Right. Now, I just wanted to make sure that we had everything.
Yeah.
Now we have.
You're okay.
Yeah, you're okay. So, Coda Esnel. I have 2010. I think I even have some 05. What's up, son?
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
Dude, we got 100-point Le Dome.
Oh, my gosh.
Yep. That's Cabernet Franc Bordeaux. Cabernet Franc driven Bordeaux at $325.
It's actually a pretty good deal. You know your wines.
Obviously, we're going to have your usual suspects like, Sassicaia, Waiea.
Yep.
We have to have that.
Yep.
But this is one of the starters. This is Vigorello.
Yep.
From, gosh, what is his name? I've been over there.
I don't know.
For it.
Hopefully he's not watching.
The PHSA.
He's not.
Oh, Violanti Colombini from, this is their Brunello Reserva.
Fantastic.
Dude, 2011 Grandianati.
Some of these vintages are really stellar.
Dude, this is some of them.
Yeah, no, I'm being facetious.
Look at this, like, soil nerd. So I have 2 Grenaches from Chateauneuf de Pape, and they're separated by, like, 500 meters, and they look, smell, and taste totally different from each other. It's just
amazing?
a soil
It's the soil. Yeah, it's the soil.
Look at that. Almost $1,200. Pingus 2014, Pingus 2013.
Come and get it, guys.
Erasmus, Vega Sicilia. So this is like the cult Spanish stuff.
Yep.
Aquaman from, oh gosh, what is his name? From Australia.
Catena, El Nino.
Yeah.
El Nido, I mean.
Dude, Lebanese wine, Chateau Moussard.
You're getting into the geeky stuff when you're getting into Lebanese as well as Hungarian and all this Opus, of course.
Yeah,
cult wines. Gotta have the Opus.
But so it's a lot of fun. David Arthur. This is Nal Zackerly.
Yep.
So, God, what is that guy's name?
Hey, you better remember he is watching. You're watching. You're watching. I know that you are.
Leonardo Bellaccini.
There you go.
Is from Vigorello.
Okay.
He's an enologist and winemaker.
And is there any way that we can walk around here and just look at some of the anime pieces and stuff like that? We are walking around.
We can't forget about the bitters and vermouths.
Yes, we have to talk about the bitters and vermouths.
So, Assorted Table Wine Shop's under construction right now. This case will end up shunting right inside of this little cavity. So sorry, some of this stuff has fallen down, but look, I have 1968 made in England Husky Corgi Batmobile with a boat trailer and the Bat boat. This is $220. Now the only thing that's missing here is actually Batman and Robin were originally in that as well as in the Batmobile itself. 1976. This is a 1976 also. This is the one that I grew up with. My dad and I actually collect Batmobiles.
Yep. Got Thanos.
Got
a fathead Thanos.
Fathead Thanos, $20.
Golly, that's
and
a steal.
We've sold like 2 of those.
Really? That's a steal.
Yeah. Voltron. This is the 1984 re-release back in 2018, I believe. But in the United States, this was never released as a single robot, so I was having to chase down all of the individual lions. Like it took me like 2 or 3 months to complete that one. But that is a sick build right there.
That is a sick build.
These 2 poor guys, I'm so sorry they fell down, but that's Voltus 5. Now Voltus 5 is an early 70s. This is the precursor to the Voltron and Gundam and all of that stuff. This is a late 70s.
Never forget.
This was banned in the Philippines. So my family's from the Philippines.
Okay.
And this was banned by Ferdinand Marcos because he believed that it was inciting ideas of rebellion.
Yeah.
So the Voltus 5 cartoon was taken off the air, and it's become a symbol of basically freedom.
Yep.
It's kind of weird. Obviously Star Wars. I'm an astromech and agromech nerd. There I got a couple of 1977, 1978. Some made in Hong Kong, some in Taiwan. Some of the original R2D2s. But then, some of these guys have fallen down as well. I'm so sorry.
They look beautiful.
And I have, this is my big niche right here.
Yep.
What's up? I got all of the bounty hunters.
That is amazing.
Including all of their weapons. That's $120. I am not willing to break up the set because it's such a pain in the butt trying to get them together in the first place.
Got to buy the set, guys.
And then, of course, we have the Razor Crest from The Mandalorian.
Yep, Mandalorian.
So there you go, 1980, made in Hong Kong, die-cast, snow speeder. We have some of these still, mint in the box.
Yep.
More astromech droids. And then here are some early 1970s die-cast Shogun Warriors. Man, some of those are as much as a third of a pound a piece. They're very heavy.
Yep.
And they're just a lot of, and here's my, whenever
Rocks.
we give, I'm kind of a geology nerd as well.
Well, if you're into wine, you got to be into dirt and rocks.
Look, and then talking about wide grain and tight grained oak.
Yep, absolutely.
So I even have my oak samples, my rock samples, my soil samples. So whenever we give wine presentations, please know we're totally going to nerd it out for you. Signed prints from really famous artists. Dude, this is Tim Townsend.
Yep.
He was the host of Wine, Food, and Comics. He was my talent for Wine, Food, and Comics back in 2013 and 2014.
Really?
This guy was working on Uncanny X-Men for over a decade.
Unbelievable.
Tim Doyle from Austin, Texas. These are all signed and numbered prints.
That's amazing.
Our rosé selection right now is phenomenal. We have a limited skin contact Mezzo Frizzante Pinot Noir Rosé, all Demeter certified. We have 2 different Provençal rosés just from Anibal, just so you can go Coke versus Pepsi.
Yep.
Tavel, Bandol, just everyday coiffeurs.
Yep.
You name it. Aix-en-Provence just landed a couple days ago, 2019. And then we have easily the most comprehensive and esoteric selection of bitters. We're working on a gig right now. I hope I can get it off the ground with local celebrity mixologist Bob Peters.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, have you seen so many bitters in your life?
Nope.
Including local.
Including local.
So, yeah, Craig Rudovitz.
Yep.
He does crude bitters in Raleigh.
Okay.
So we have a lot of crude bitters. And then, look at this. Vermouths, digestives, aperitifs, wine-based Amaros. Look, we have Cardamaro here. We have WiNeNeSs, which is part Amaro. We have Pasubia, which is another Amaro. Like, dude, who has these kinds of Amaros here? Capoletti, beautiful alternative for your Aperol spritz, for your Prosecco spritz. You know, all kinds of fun stuff. Our champagnes go up into like $600 a bottle. Oh, dude, check this out, Jordan. Hold on.
PXs, got it.
Oh yeah, talk about putting on your ice cream.
Yeah, no, exactly. Some Bollinger. Oh, 007.
This is the 2011 Pinot Noir Champagne, the 007 a dish. What's up? Steve? Oh, wait.
Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now?
42 bottles came into North Carolina. I think we're sitting on like 2 or 3 of them.
Is that an anniversary edition with all the Dr. No
Correct.
and everything on there, Spectre?
I think this is the 25-year movie anniversary. Something like that.
Yeah.
It can't be 25-year movie anniversary. I don't know what it is. Because they've been doing it for longer than 25 years.
They've been doing it for longer than 25 years, since 2011, yeah. I don't know.
It is an anniversary of some sort. I'm so sorry.
It's a beautiful box, and I'm sure a wonderful champagne if you ever want to open it.
We have the 2002 recently disgorged Bollinger. We have, I mean, like, yeah, we're not messing around on any level.
Nope.
Look at this. We have Trockenbeer and Auslese
Yep.
from Jost and Christoph Hoppler out of Austria.
Yep.
Stuff is like
Austrian,
honey,
Hungarian, Lebanese.
yeah.
World travelers here. Well,
So-
if you want, we can roll over this way and kind of close things out if that's cool with you.
Okay.
I'm following you. So I'll set this camera back up after I'm sure I've made our audience, who's I'm sure watched this entire video. They should have. They haven't. Can everybody see me? Josh, thank you so much for letting us come and spotlight your shop.
you.
This is honestly, Assorted Table is one of the most unique shops, not only in Charlotte, but in the whole Southeast. And I can say that because I've been into a ton of different wine shops. And it's not just because of everything that he has going on with anime and Star Wars and bike repair and all that going on the side. The wine collection for itself speaks for itself. The extra things just add to the ambiance and tell the story of who Josh is, where he comes from, and what his passions are. And those are things that are deeply ingrained in the business. And anybody that doesn't say that you are 1,000% authentic in everything you do would be totally wrong. And even more the reason to come here, buy wine, support somebody local who really loves wine, and is showing expressions of wine that maybe you haven't had or other people haven't had. And so it's a really good time. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Seriously.
Jordan, thank you for giving us the spotlight. And also, I want to thank our entire staff, because we could not do this without our staff. And also our customers. I've been doing this for over 22 years just in Charlotte.
Yeah.
I've been playing the culinary and fine wine game for 30 years now. And especially during this time, that our customers, who are now, many of whom are dear friends, they have come out to support in droves.
Yeah.
So that I just want to say thanks to everybody for supporting us.
Yeah, and continue to support, because during COVID and stuff like this, like, we got to support local people that we love, or else you never know what can happen. And so, no, not for you, but for just any restaurant, anything that you really love and adore, we've got to be there to support our community and everybody else. So, thank you, Josh.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Hey, be good, spread love. Thank you all so much for stopping by.